Every single part of your Instagram page has a job. Your bio, your posts, your reels, your stories, your pin post, and your highlights. All of this exists so you can gain clients, build trust, and close deals. And if you're not using it that way, you're leaving a ton of money on the table. And I'm gonna walk you through how this whole thing works together. So let's get into it. I'm Alan, a real estate agent in Calgary, and everything I'm about to tell you is exactly what I do in my business. And last year I did 41 deals, so I know this works. First things first is you need your page set up right. Your name, your market, your bio, and your CTA. I already broke this down in my first video, so I'm gonna leave the link in the description so you can watch it. And if you haven't yet, then please watch that video before you continue on with this one. Everything after this assumes that your foundation is already set. Step 2 is posting content that actually builds trust and authority. Once your page is set up, you need reels and posts that actually sets you up as a local authority in your market. And that takes 3 things: decent editing, decent filming, and content that provides real value. And if you miss any of these, you're probably not building as much trust as you can. But here's the part that matters the most. The value that you provide on Instagram needs to be something that no other agent is doing. I always see a ton of agents try to copy other agents in their market, and I know for a fact that it doesn't work. Buyers and sellers aren't just coming along your page. They're probably looking at, 5 other real estate agents in your market. So if you're posting the exact same content as some other agent, then how are you sticking out and what value are you really providing? Here's an example. Every agent puts out a market update that the real estate board already puts out. That's already public information. Anyone can go and read it. What almost nobody else does is go deeper. As a realtor, you have access to the MLS and you have access to so much data. If you can pull real data and convert that data into something that's more digestible for a buyer or seller and start to make content about that, you're gonna be sticking out from the rest of the crowd because it's only you that's providing that real value. And it's only you that's pulling that real data. So here are a few examples of what that looked like for me. One video that I did was I showed how the apartment market in my city has grown over the last 10 years compared to the detached market in my city over the last 10 years. Another one that I did was I pulled data on townhomes under 1,400 square feet, and I pulled data on townhomes over 1,400 square feet, and I compared how the resale value has been over the last 3 years. Another idea that you can do is compare new areas in your market compared to more mature and established areas in your market. And with that, you can show the months of inventory and show how fast the product is selling in each area. This type of content goes super deep and speaks real value because no one else is talking about it. And of course, it takes time to pull this data, do calculations, and do the full thing from A to Z. What I've done is I've built out a system that pulls the data automatically and create the videos automatically as well. So I'm not that much involved in it and I don't have to spend too much time on it. And all I'm doing is actual idea creation and kind of just managing the whole thing. That part you can't outsource, not even with AI or anything, because no one's going to be able to replace you as a real estate agent and all your knowledge. Once your authority content is up and running and you've got a couple of posts about that, then what you can do is start to focus more on the viral pieces of content because you need followers to see your educational content so they can trust you and eventually maybe build some rapport and buy or sell from you. The viral pieces of content still need to be related to real estate. It can't just be some random dancing video or something. It still needs to talk about real estate because all your followers need to be somewhat interested in real estate in your market, and you don't want followers that are outside of your market or people that aren't even interested in looking into your market. This is the type of content that brings in followers and grows your base up so that you can convert them into actual deals after they see your authority content and your educational content. So this is how the Instagram funnel actually works as a real estate agent. Let's say someone who's never seen you before sees one of your viral posts, they click on your page and they scroll through your content. If you start posting viral content and authority content one for one every single day, they're definitely gonna land on your authority content and see all the education and all the value that you're putting out. And back to what I said about not putting out information that other agents are doing, make it your own value, your own data, and your own insights. When you do that, there's so much trust built because no one else is talking about it and it's real value. They start to learn something, they see you differently, and that's when they hit follow. And that's basically the whole funnel as a high level view. Stranger to viewer to follower to maybe a client in only a couple scrolls. But this only works if the authority content is already there when they land on your page. Step number 4 is your Instagram stories, and this is one of the most important parts as a real estate agent. The people that view your Instagram stories are always going to be your following base. So once you've built enough trust with them to like you enough to see your stories, that's when you can do the real selling and show proof of your work. What I put in my stories is I do a ton of Google reviews, I show a ton of text messages that I get from my clients, praising me about my work. Just mainly testimonials is what I do. On top of that, I also post a lot of insights and kind of like updates of what's happening in my city, because those tend to get a lot of views as well. Once you start posting stories pretty consistently every single day, your followers kind of get to know you and they trust you more because they know that you're putting out real value and they see all your testimonials and your past work. This is where the ultimate trust is built. And when someone gets hooked into your stories, they're probably gonna be a lifetime viewer of you. So don't sleep on stories. This is one of the most crucial parts of any Instagram page as a real estate agent. It builds familiarity and it builds a lot of trust. And I just wanna touch on something super quick. You need to start posting content on what your buyers and sellers actually want to hear from you. Just put yourself in a buyer's or seller's shoes. So think about a seller for an example. They're about to sell, or they want to sell their biggest investment and their home that maybe they've lived in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. What they want is they want deep insights, real information on not the general market, but maybe their area or maybe their product type, maybe the year the home was built, something that speaks directly to them. And if someone's buying, they wanna know what to look out for in a showing, and they wanna know about hitting costs, and maybe talk about even resale value, because I deal with a lot of buyers that always focus on resale value because maybe it's not their forever home, maybe it's just a step-up home, but again, you just wanna speak directly to them. Put yourself in their shoes, talk about value and information and data that they would actually find useful. And step number 5 is your highlights. You need to set up your highlights because this is sort of like a presentation when someone lands on your page. So again, if someone lands on your page from a viral piece of content that you posted, maybe authoritative content that you posted, they're gonna go on your page, they're gonna click your page, maybe scroll through your page a bit, but on the very top, they're gonna see highlights. And in your highlights is where you can show, again, your past work, maybe your testimonials again, and just try to hook them in as not only a viewer, but maybe a follower and someone that can trust you and kind of keep in the back of their mind for when they go to buy or sell. On average, it takes someone 7 times to see your content before they click follow. So if they're going through your page 7 times, they're probably gonna look through your highlights and they're gonna take a deeper insight into your page. So if you post testimonials on your highlights, market knowledge, construction knowledge, just value-based knowledge on your highlights, instant trust is built and they'll start to trust you even more before they even hit follow. Step number 6 is your pinned posts. Again, it takes someone 7 times to view your content before they click follow. And before they click follow, they're definitely gonna scroll through your page and they're gonna see your 3 pinned posts, which are at the very top of your page. For these 3 pinned posts, again, you need something that's trust building and authoritative. For me, what I have is 3 of my best Google reviews. What you can do is Google reviews, an accolade, or just something that really says that you're a great agent with great service. Because when someone clicks on your page for the first time, that's probably gonna be the first thing that they see. So start thinking of your Instagram page like a funnel and like a website, because every single component of Instagram should be used to generate deals. So once all of these steps are locked in, this is the last thing you're gonna do, but it's also super crucial and can help scale your business. The next thing that you wanna do is run one hyperlocal ad in your market to bring in more followers onto your page and to get your name out there more, to gain visibility and to just build more trust with people in general. What a hyperlocal ad does is it brings in followers at scale. It gets eyes on your page from a much broader audience, and what you can do is you can run it in a tight radius just in your market, so you know that people following your page after they see your ad is someone interested in real estate. The hyperlocal ad needs to be scripted super carefully though, and needs to speak to your ideal client. Running a paid ad versus organic content is completely different, and they should be treated differently as well. To this day, I still get recognized on the streets of my city as a real estate agent, but the number 1 comment that I get is people telling me how much they learn from my content and how much they admire what I put out, because all I do is put out free value and educational content and kind of like fun home tours and stuff. And I know that my content works because I get this comment all the time. I've even had couples come up to me and tell me how much I've helped them with their home buying journey, even though they didn't buy with me. They bought with like a friend or a family. They've told me that I've helped them save thousands of dollars because of all the value that I put out. And last year I closed 41 deals, all from Instagram. That's the only form of marketing I do. I don't do any cold calls, no open houses, nothing. The only thing I do is Instagram. So this is how you build an authoritative profile and how to generate leads and close deals through Instagram. And I get it, doing this all by yourself, doing it manually is super hard, and it takes a lot of time because you're wearing multiple hats in your business. I'm not a marketer, or I'm not an owner of a marketing agency or anything. I'm a practicing agent, so I know this actually works. I've cracked the game of Instagram by myself and automated it fully. Right now, I'm working with a small group of agents who want to become the best known agent in their city. So if you're interested, DM me the word YouTube on Instagram. I'm gonna leave my Instagram link in the description.